everybody. Good morning. I know it's really early, so thank you for coming here. If it's too early for you, blame it on the chamber lady.
Blame it on Margaret.
Yeah, we'll blame it on Margaret. Margaret's not here right now, so we'll put that all on her.
Right?
Yes, she's sleeping, and that's ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for coming today. Some of you we recognized from the last session that we did, which is awesome, so thanks for coming back. There we go, if you want the mic on, we can do that. Yes, so anyway, so thanks for coming back today. Today our focus is going to be on SEO and analytics, but we'll kick ourselves off with a little introduction. So I want to first and foremost introduce myself and Lisa. We're Start Something Studio. If you were here last time, you already heard this, but for those of you who are new, Lisa right over here is my co-founder with me at Start Something Studio. She spent more than 13 years, I feel like it's like 15 or 18 now, not that we age at all, working on digital strategy, content and web development. She started as an early blogger with freelance writer for outlets like Chicago Tribune, USA News, World Report, and later transitioned into helping entrepreneurs build strong strategic online presences through websites, SEO, and social media, which is why she's such an expert. Before launching the businesses, Lisa worked in education as Associate Dean of Admissions and holds a master's degree in public administration. She now lives in Geneva with her family. Well, we won't hold that against her, because she really loves Batavia the best, and the Batavia Chamber. And is passionate about helping small businesses, and that's how Lisa and I kind of came together, is because we love helping small businesses strengthen. So I'm Jamie Sam. I'm the other co-founder of Start Something Studio and lifelong advocate for small businesses and community growth. I've worked in hospitality for years in the city, moved back out here when my husband and I got married and started our family out here. I'm originally from Batavia and co-founded Bulldog Plumbing in 2011. So had that business growing strong for 15 years now, which is pretty exciting. We're hitting some really high marks, which is really cool, which is what I love being able to share with other small businesses, because when we hit those marks, I can actually use real life examples of what I've experienced there. I did serve the community as Batavia Alderman and later the Executive Director of Batavia Main Street, where we focused on downtown revitalization and small business support for more than 200 small businesses right in the downtown. That passion ultimately led to, again, like I said, Lisa and I creating Start Something Studio. We are over by Cinco de Mayo Market, which used to be Berkeley, which used to be Amstead on the east side of town, as well.
Used to be Waltz.
Waltz prior to that, yeah, when I was little, it was Waltz. And we have a space there. The reason we have a space and we're not just an online coming and speaking, meeting with people at coffee shops, is because we really believe in the power of community, and we want to have a space where businesses, nonprofits can come in, sit at the table, share their exciting news, share their woes, sit and work through things on their business, and also build community with the other small businesses that come into our space. So that's a little bit about us. To kick us off for our presentation today, all of you have a little sheet in front of you. It's analytics bingo, and we'll get to that in a minute. First, I do want to hear who's in the room, and I know there's a lot of us today. I think we had like 30-something registered. So if you don't mind, we're going to go around really quickly. Just say your name and your business. We don't need a whole explanation of your business, because that'll take up the entire time. So if you want to start, that would be awesome.
Kevin Holmberg, Certified Painters in Fox Valley.
Perfect.
I am Jennifer Wellens with Just Be Pampered.
Dave Kosicki, Jacob Hefner Associates.
Rob Rouse with the Right Guy Carpet Cleaning.
Lisa Foydell, Tri-City Health Partnership.
Chad Ross, Scully Mitchell, Geneva.
Levon Lenaway, Dragonfly Senior Navigation Services, and member of Start Something Studio. Hey!
Jenny Zach, Welcome Home Batavia and North Aurora.
Amy Stevens, McNally's Heating and Cooling.
Amy Withdrawn, also McNally's Heating and Cooling.
Morning, Tara Bring 101 Mobility, Maidville.
John Dillon, Batavia Hardwoods.
Sherry from Murphy Dentistry.
Annalise, also with Murphy Dentistry.
Rosa with Prairie Pass Cycles.
I'm Gianna Bissoni with Water Street Studios.
Erin Wagner with Water Street Studios.
Andy with Northwestern Medicine Living Well Cancer Resources.
Terry McCullough from Coastal Sands Travel.
Patty and Sally, Batavia Chamber.
Holly Deachman, Batavia Public Schools.
Kathy Evangelista, Batavia United Way.
Heather Quitchow, the Executive Geek.
Beth Nystrom, Garage 31.
Susan Cruz, Garage 31.
Awesome. Welcome. Find a seat wherever there's space. All right, so what we're gonna spend the first 5 minutes-ish doing is you've got that analytics bingo in front of you, and this is just kind of warm us up for some things you're gonna hear about. It's not meant to make you feel bad if you don't check some things off, but it is meant to make you think about things you need to be doing in your business or organization to strengthen the way people find you online, right? So there's things on here, like you know where your top traffic sources come from, directing people to your website, right? Using a link tree or a bio link tool in your social media, those things. What I'm gonna have you do for about 5 minutes is go around, we're gonna have you get up and move, and I know you guys were socializing a little bit, but for 5 minutes, go around and find people who you can check off. We'll do that for 5 minutes, I'll call, and whoever has the most checked off wins a little prize. All right, so you guys all have pens. If you don't have pens, we have a jar of pens up here, but I think Shirley passed them all out. So please stand up and go meet somebody you don't know and ask them if you checked them off. You can use the same person more than once.
We check off the ones that, or no, we have to check off the ones that.
I was gonna say, others concerned, like we have to talk to other people who
Okay.
coming back here.
So that's what I was just like,
I do not. I'm not going to get
Okay, I guess I could just list off all the things that just me. Check what I checked.
What can we check off for you?
A lot.
We have a company that just does that.
What's your business? Okay, and what do you guys do? So we can take it on. That's fine.
Which ones do you need?
We used to
in 2026. Schedule.
We have a broken team. So the thing that I'm running into as a small company, so we have an SEO, we have pay-per-click, we have a company that does all the soliciting and track and all that stuff. I need a because you're a small company, you hire someone local. First, they go out and shoot videos, the company. We don't really in the area. We do 400 to 500 numbers over the last 25 years. Social media is never important. 10 years ago, you'd spend money on it, and there was no ROI. And now it's like, because of your screwing up. So, so now our target audience is 45 and older, not so much. And now you have this influx of 25 to 45 that are on this board somewhere. So it's kind of,
What's the best way to?
what's the best way to intersect that since they're knowing that 15
They walked in and said, I'm grateful to be 45 and to have been raised.
Years ago, it was just word of mouth.
Like, I think our lives we benefit from having like an outdoor foundation. Hopefully.
I'll see local businesses, small local businesses.
Or like the network show came out on Wednesday.
I don't know if the hook is changing back to your website. So we have an active website.
Grey's Anatomy.
But most of our students go through the national website. And then, so we lead generation is still there, but our website.
Wait 2 seats, everyone. Mix and mingle time is over. Now you can go back to sleep. And I think people like, I want to snitch.
You need your certain Yeah, I can see that because I think they probably only have and then to like get to
I know you like free things. You gotta see.
like a local group.
I know, she's already got it. We already have our prize. All right, so, did anybody find all of the things checked off? No, 24 things, no. There's enough people in this room that we could have, but some of them are a little bit tricky, right? A lot of us don't do things like, here, let's just raise of hands, who's created a reel or TikTok in 2026? All right, okay, 4 people, that's good. Who has looked at their Google Analytics this month in February? Oh, okay. We got 4 again. 4 is our hot number. Who regularly asks customers for Google reviews? All right, good. That's more hands. That's an important one. Who, let's see, has replied to a comment or DM on their social this week? Yeah, I know. I threw that in there last minute, sorry. But even in the last month is good, right? Because we need to do those things. Tracking email open rates, do we look at those, right? Do we also look at who deletes us and unfollows us, and that hurts our hearts a little bit? Yeah, we don't want to do that. Don't look at those numbers. Those are fine. So anyway, with those, let's go numbers. Okay, so did anybody cross off 20? 20 squares? No? How about 15? How about 12? 10? Oh, what did you, those in the back?
11.
11?
13.
13. Okay. Heather, you already have the prize.
All right.
Because it's our signature spray from Illuminate Space.
And I've been using it.
You
in
have?
my new
Okay.
office.
Well, then Kathy wins.
No.
Cool. All right, that was good. I should have brought 2. I knew I should have brought more than one. The odds of a tie were likely. Thank you. You're welcome.
And it smells wonderful.
It's a great smell. So anyway, that was just a fun way to kind of, like I said, get us warmed up to hear all about analytics and what's important for us to grow our businesses, strengthen our online visibility. So now I will let Lisa take over the show and tell us all about the important things on the back end of your website.
All right. Good morning. So last night, because I do nothing early, I was going through this and revamping it a little bit because I gave a similar talk last year using this information. And I realized this is really dense, so I apologize. We're going to go pretty quickly so we can get through all of it. But if you have questions, we will have time at the end. So we're going to start off talking about Google Analytics. We're going to talk about Google Search Console. We're going to talk about Facebook Analytics, and we're going to talk about Instagram Analytics in that order. So I kind of put it so the beginning's really the most boring. It gets more fun at the end. So just bear with me and we'll get there. Jamie already introduced us. I'm Lisa. You all know Jamie. So, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of analytics to get started. Can I see again how many of you regularly check some form of analytics? So either for your website, social media. We're going to leave email out of this today. Okay. Why analytics matter? They help you identify trends that are going on with your website. So in this presentation, I'll show you a lot of our data from Start Something Studio. And because I gave this last year, I included updated information from this year. So you're going to be able to see our trends and see why it's important that you look at this. Probably more than once a year, I'd recommend, but at the very least, if you do it once a year, you're doing it more than most people are. If you're doing paid campaigns or fundraising campaigns, analytics will help you measure how you're doing. Are you getting people to the pages where you're asking them for money? Are you getting people to the pages where you're selling stuff? You're going to be able to see all of that with analytics. Then there's a lot of you that are nonprofits in here. If you are working with donors, analytics are going to help you run those reports to say, look how much money we made this year, or look how many people were on our website. Or if you have sponsors, you're going to be able to say, look how many people were on this website this year, your webpage, and saw your logo or clicked through to your website. That's all stuff people want to see, so then they'll want to give you more money, hopefully. Obviously, analytics will also help you increase engagement, ideally, and most importantly, understand your audience. Make sure you're talking to the people you want to be talking to. All right, so we're going to start with Google Analytics. Like I said, it's not the most exciting, but we're going to push through here. Google Analytics measures website behavior. If you have a website right now and you do not have Google Analytics installed, the first thing you should do when you get home or when you're working with your website next is install Google Analytics. So that seems pretty basic to me. I design a lot of websites, and I can't tell you how many websites I will take over from someone else that do not have Google Analytics installed. If you don't have it, you're not getting the data, right? So we are working with a new client that's doing a rebrand later this year, after 25 years. I just got in their website yesterday. This is an established company in the Tri-Cities. No Google Analytics. They have no idea who their client is. They have no idea how people are finding them. So it's going to take us a few weeks. This is something their web person should have installed really on day one. So please, when you get home, there's someone at the back door. If you can, install Google Analytics. Talk to your web person, have them install Google Analytics. Because Google Analytics will tell you everything about your website, especially in combination with Google Search Console, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So some of the things, we're going to go quick here on what you can find on the Google Analytics homepage, such as active users. Who are the people who are visiting your website or who have visited your website over, really you can go back from the day you installed Google Analytics. So in my example of the company we just started working with, if we had 25 years worth of analytics, that would be amazing. But Google Analytics doesn't work retroactively. So we are going to have 2 weeks worth of data to work with on a 25-year rebrand, which is sad. It's not their fault. They don't know any better. You're running your small business. You're not necessarily supposed to know everything about what should be installed on your website, okay? So event count is, what are the actions people are taking on your website? So you see here in my image, our website had 3,700 users. Event count is 29,000. that means we had 3,700 people on our website, but they visited multiple pages. So that event count is, are people doing more than going to one page on your website? So if we had 3,700 active users and 3,700 as our event count, that would mean people are going to our website really and leaving immediately. We don't want to see that. We want people going to more pages on our website because that means they're engaged, they're finding on their site, on your site, what they need. And then new users. So we do small business consulting, we get new users constantly. I don't think that's a super important stat for you. What I pay more attention to is how many people have actively been on your website. Okay, bounce rate is one of those things that comes up a lot because what the bounce rate means is have people come to your website and then left your website immediately. Some websites are going to have super high bounce rates. Ours, I don't know what it is right now, 14.4% on this day I took this, right? That's good. That means people are coming to our website and they're staying. They're visiting more than one page. So Google says that means they probably are finding what they want on your website. But again, it's not a huge deal if you have a high bounce rate. So let's talk about Levon for a second. Levon runs Senior Navigation Services, Dragonfly. She has a list of gifts for caretakers on her website, right? So if people are searching Google, they're searching gifts for caretakers, and they find Levon's site, and they go right to that page. They scroll through it, they find what they want, and then they leave. Now, she could have a high bounce rate, but people have found what they wanted, right? So Google ideally wants you to visit multiple pages, but they don't have to. So I don't get caught up on this number. As long as people are finding what they want and your website is tailored to them, you're gonna be fine. So I say this because a lot of people are gonna have a bounce rate of like 80%. Be like, oh, what do I do? Don't worry about it, right? You can't waste time on it. People are gonna find what they can. You wanna focus on creating the best user experience and putting the best content on your site that you can, and you should see that number go down. Okay, so one of my favorite reports is, where do your users come from? Direct traffic is people that already know your website. So if I want to complain to the Batavia School District and I have their website saved in my browser, that's going to be direct traffic. Organic traffic would be, who is the superintendent of the Batavia School District, which then will lead me to the BPS 101 website, right? So direct traffic is people who know your URL and going to type it right into their browser. Organic traffic is people who are searching and coming upon your website. So for the example with Levon again, organic traffic is someone who's searching for gifts for caretakers, and that brings them to Levon's website. Google has said, Levon is an expert in gifts for caretakers. We are going to send traffic to her when people are searching for this item. So that's where things like keywords will come into play, which we're not going to talk a ton about today, but content-wise, it's the content you put on your site that's going to lead people to your site organically. Does that make sense? Okay. So organic search, one of the best ways to get it is to have extra content on your website. Now, nobody likes hearing blog posts, things like that, but as I'll show you later, they really do help. One thing a lot of people say to me is, this website's too wordy. Like when I take over and do a website redesign. This website's too wordy. We need to cut out all the words. And I'm like, no, actually you should double the amount of words. You cannot have a website that's too wordy. And the reason is most people aren't gonna read what's there, but Google will. And if Google is reading the content on your site, it can send people to you. If you have a web page with 10 words on it, Google's not going to know what the heck you do because they can only read those 10 words. Now, one other thing to keep in mind with that, because I've been seeing it a lot lately, Google can't really read pictures or PDFs. If you are putting content on your site, it should be words, written words in the browser. You know, like if you go to a website and you can highlight them and copy, paste, whatever. Google can read words. The more words on your site, the better. Stay away from, you can have pictures, but just know Google can't read them as much. And you shouldn't have PDFs with all your words on the PDF that you just upload. Google can't read those at all, so it's kind of wasted content. You're not going to get organic traffic from that. The other things here are organic social. Obviously, that's people finding you through social media. And then referrals. That can be links in an email newsletter, something like that. Okay, so one of the reports is it will show you which pages and screens get the most views, right? So this is in Google Analytics. You can go right there every day and see what are people viewing on my website. So last year, our homepage was #1. This year, our homepage is still #1. Most of you should see that your homepage is the main place on your website where people are going to. If they don't, you might have a little bit of a problem that you want to look at. But by and large, most of you should be your homepage. Now you're going to see how trends are. Last year, our second source where people were going to on our website was our About Us page. That changed this year. Right now, that's the 8th most visited page on our website. I don't know if that's because everybody knows who me and Jamie are. Most likely Jamie, not me. Or if it's people just don't want to know who we are right now. But it's good to look at these, get a sense of what are people going to on your website and why. So last year, right after I did this presentation, you can see in last year's post, there are no blog posts there. Blogs weren't bringing any traffic to us. Last spring and summer, I went on a bit of a blogging spree. And so you can see this year, one blog post did top what is bringing traffic to us, and that's the fall 2025 social media trends. Now, it's kind of weird because I pulled this for the last 90 days. I don't know why people are still looking to that post. It's no longer fall 2025, but that's how you can see where blog posts are going to bring more people. This is organic traffic, so those people finding that blog post are new to us. They are not our current clients. They're not people who have found Start Something Studio and want to see what we're all about. That specific blog post is bringing us traffic, and that's why I suggest for everybody, blogging is a good thing, even though it kind of sucks. You can call it a blog, you can call it a newsletter, whatever you want. Adding content to your site is always a good thing. Okay, so this is also, you can see how people are getting to your site. Where are they coming from? So when I talk about search engine optimization, it's almost always talking about Google. Google is still the #1 driver of website traffic for everybody. Of course, there's Bing, there's DuckDuckGo, and you're seeing AI browsers send people places somewhat, but it's still, when you are optimizing your website, it's for Google. And it's because of things like last year, in a 90-day, session, 377 people were directed to our website from Google versus 28 from Bing. We don't spend a lot of time thinking about Bing because Bing's not sending anybody traffic. So this year when I looked at it, it was a little less clear. Well, I take that back. I could have pulled the same report and looked the same, but I wanted to show you the difference in that Sometimes organic search will appear on in your Google Analytics report, and that would be the same as Google and Bing. Direct traffic, like we just talked about, is people who already know your website. Ideally, I don't think our numbers are good. We would want organic traffic to be higher because that means people are searching for the services or the blog posts or anything that we offer. Direct traffic's great. That's local people. We love local people. But for a business to grow, you also want more organic traffic. People who don't already know you're there. You can also, in Google Analytics, look at where people are from. So our traffic is pretty similar, other than this year we're getting a lot of traffic from Santa Clara. That's not real traffic. So I kind of zoomed right over it. So you see where in this year I highlighted traffic cheap. What happened to us this year is that one of these weirdo companies online decided to send a lot of traffic to our website. The reason they do that is that jukes your stats. You're like, whoa, suddenly we have 2,500 people on our website today. It's fake traffic, they're bots. But what they'll do is if you don't know how to look at your analytics and you just see you have a big spike in traffic, and they're like, we did that for you, they'll come along and try to sell you traffic. This happens all the time. It's just like the crazy SEO people who want to sell you SEO for $10,000, right? So if you look in analytics and you see something like trafficcheap.com there, know it's fake traffic. Don't pay those people, please. You don't want that traffic. Right? So when I see people are coming from Santa Clara or Clifton, whatever that is, that's probably the trafficcheap.com people, because we don't have anyone from Santa Clara or Clifton as far as I know, or Lanchow. You know, so this is a little crazy looking this year because of that fake traffic. Right. Yeah.
How do you get rid of it?
You don't. It just goes away after a while. It doesn't really matter other than if you see that spike knowing it's fake, you know. You don't, like again, if you are selling people on sponsorships because your website gets so much traffic, but most of it's fake traffic, just eliminate those numbers from your report. So you're not selling them something that's not real or unattainable. All right, so that was a very quick overview of Google Analytics. Really, it will have all the information about your website, but my favorite tool is actually Google Search Console. If you're not on Google Search Console, and this is one most people aren't using, please also sign up for Google Search Console. If you sign up for Google Analytics later, or you're already on Google Analytics, Google Search Console connects automatically to Analytics. It's just kind of magic how that works. So Google Search Console is more user-friendly, in my opinion, than Analytics. Analytics is very in the weeds. Google Search Console is, oh, hey, this makes sense, right? So this is the dashboard when you log in. It's going to give you the numbers day by day. The blue line is how many people clicked on your website from search engines, usually Google. The purple line is how many times has your website come up in search engines, right? Because there's a difference. Again, if you are searching for caregiver gifts, right, which is, I'm assuming, a very popular search, there are going to be 500 websites that have caregiver gifts. There's probably not actually that many, but, right? So impressions would be people searching for that item. So you can't really see a number there, but let's say 10,000 people search for caregiver gifts in a month. That would be impressions if Levant's website is coming up in that search because she's on the top 10 of Google. That's really an SEO discussion. It's a little in the weeds, but clicks is from that search, how many people went to Levon's website, right? So blue clicks, usually going to be quite a bit lower because people have choices, right? Okay. So here we have queries. Now this is my favorite part of Google Search Console. For a while, Google eliminated this. They wouldn't tell you how people were finding your website. Thankfully, they brought it back. So again, this is our traffic. This is the past 3 months. How have people found the Start Something Studio website? These are the actual search terms they're looking for. Actually, this is last year's. One of the things I did last year, we were doing a lot more website design. I put up a website design cost calculator. I had a blog post about the benefits of Google Workspace, and those were bringing in traffic. People were searching for those terms, and that is actually why I put up the calculator. So what has happened this year is Google Workspace for Small Business is still there. That website design calculator is off the list. Now, that's not a huge deal. We're doing less website design. I'm not concerned about that. But if that were the heart of our business, I would want to look at why is that not tracking here? What do you do in the case that it's not showing up now? You're going to go back in, you're going to edit that post or that content using these queries, and there are thousands of queries here. So I'm only showing you the first page. In Google Search Console, you'll see thousands of ways people could find your website. Yeah?
Okay, Lisa, are you going to be able to send the slides after so we can?
I have a link at the end.
Love it. I appreciate it.
So, yes. So these are what people are searching for, which can inform your content that you are putting on your website. So one of the things we're doing this year is we are offering free SEO webinars. So I was excited to see that SEO webinars are already ranking because I just did this last month, right? So someone is searching for SEO webinars. Impressions, we're already coming up, we've come up 1,000 times since last month in search engines, and one person has clicked through. One is kind of sad, but I haven't really promoted this, right? These are people finding this organically at this point. So that's why looking at this is important. It will tell you what people are searching for that brings them to your site, but also it will tell you what you're not ranking for, right? So Jennifer, like you do kids parties. So if you look at this and kids parties or whatever you would call it isn't on here, you have a problem, right? You need to figure out why you're not ranking for the type of business you have at the very least. Okay. Like I said, use Google Search Console to improve the content on your site. This can be homepage content, it can be blog posts, it doesn't matter. You can use it for all of the content on your website. If you need to bring people to your site, I can't say it enough, blog posts, newsletters, adding content to your site is always a good idea. Even if you don't think people are going to read them, Google will read them. How do analytics and Search Console work together? Yeah.
Sorry, real quick. So does the same apply for your PPC landing pages?
For your what?
The pay-per-click landing pages. Like if that content, if you use the analytics to see the keywords, I assume that applies also then?
Yeah, they're going to be the same keywords usually. Google Analytics and Google Search Console, all the information in Google Search Console comes from Google Analytics, but Google Search Console makes it easier to digest in a way that you can create content about it. Numbers are great if you need to run reports. That's what you're going to find in Google Analytics. If you want to add content or make better content, you're going to find that information in Google Search Console. one other thing I didn't mention here, but I do want to mention in Google Search Console, is there is an opportunity in there to submit your links directly to Google. So right now, let's say you go home, you add a new page to your website today. You can do that. It's kind of like a tree in a forest though, right? If the tree falls and nobody sees it, does anybody know about it? It's the same thing with Google. You can put content on your website, but it can take Google weeks to months to find it. That's kind of a bummer. If you're going home, you think you're doing all this work, you're really into it, but if Google doesn't know it's there, no one's gonna find it. In Google Search Console, you can submit all of your links directly to Google, so they will use their little spiders and put it on Google immediately. That was really clunky language, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean, it will show up in searches immediately. And you can do that through Google Search Console. That's not in here, I'll add it to the website I created for you guys later so you can see where to do that. But that is my #1 tip. Any website I work on, anytime I add a blog post, if I add an event, if I update a homepage, I resubmit it to Google so that they see those changes immediately. So today we're going to talk about the more fun part, Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook page insights are now in, well, they've been in Meta Business Suite for a long time, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, I think Meta Business Suite sucks. I hate looking at it. I can't ever find anything in it, so it's always like clicking all the links until I get to what I need. But the link for Meta Business Suite is business.facebook.com, and that will also be the direct link. If you're not using it all the time already, it'll be on the website I give you guys. So the 3 important things I think here are views, which is different from visits, you know, because we all scroll Facebook, and I don't know about you, but I just see the most random stuff now. It's nothing I've ever followed, but if some of those companies or personal brands or whatever they are were to look at their insights, they would see a view from me. So for a view, people don't need to click through to your profile. It's just someone saw your stuff while they were scrolling. Visits is the number of people that actually go to your profile. And then interactions are people who like, comment, save, any of that. So there's no saying what's more important here than another. Visits, you have a better chance of converting traffic, perhaps converting people into followers if they actually go to your site. But honestly, I don't think it matters all that much. You just want people seeing your content. So in Meta Business Suite, if you go to Insights, then Audience, then Demographics, you can get some cool information like who your audience is. Now, Start Something Studio. We work with a lot of men, but our #1 audience is women. On purpose, that is who we created our business for. So it's great on Facebook. 90.2% of our audience is women. Great, we're hitting it out of the park there. They're also 35 and up, which is great because we are working with small business owners who are probably not going to be 18 to 24, most likely. Again, you can see the cities where your audience is coming from. We're hitting it out of the park in Batavia, Geneva. Well, we've got issues, but you can see here, unlike our Google Analytics for our website, this hasn't been juked by trafficcheap.com. You can tell all of our traffic here is very local, which is great. We are a local business. We are not promoting to the world. So we want to make sure that our cities are hitting for us. If you go to Insights, Content, then Overview, here it will show you the posts you've put up on Facebook that's gotten the most interaction, that's gotten the most views, that's gotten the most anything. So I just pulled this last night, and it's not a surprise to me. A couple of weeks ago, I shared a post from a small business that shut down, and I actually reposted it. I tagged them in the post so they knew they have a comment there, but that is our most viewed post right now. And the second post here of everybody sitting at the table is something we post regularly. We've been posting it for over a year. And the reason we do that is because it's still resonating with people. People are still looking at that post, even though they've seen it every 8 weeks for a year. For some reason, people really like that post. So what's important to take from that is repost. Don't be afraid. If you have a post that's doing well, has done well, is something you really like, repost it. People have very short memories, because actually the fourth post there too that I'm in is another repost. We post regularly. So you can see people forget. We're all just sitting there scrolling. We don't know what we see, but something in those posts is resonating with people, that it's bringing in traffic, likes, whatever, even shares. Weird. So below that, you can see top content format. It's showing what we're posting the most and what's getting the most views. Now, I'll go over this a little bit when we talk about Instagram too. But you know, for the past couple of years, everybody's been like, Reels, Reels, Reels. Everybody needs to be on Reels. If you're not dancing or doing whatever on Reels, you're doing everything wrong. Reels don't rank for us. People, for us, like photo posts. Static photos do the best for us, not Reels. So when you are thinking about your own content, it's important to go into your analytics and see what people actually want to see from you, what's resonating with people. It may not be whatever popular culture says. Like for us, it's not Reels. It's photos that people like to see. So you can see all of that in Insights Content Overview. And it will also, the other little thing there, here is, again, people are interacting more with our photos than with our Reels. So the big lesson from that is do what's best for your company. Don't just listen to what everybody's saying you have to do. So we're going to move to Instagram. Instagram Insights is very similar. I switched here. I am doing them from the app on my phone. You can get similar insights in Meta Business Suite, but again, I hate it. It's easier to see right in Instagram. You must have a business profile to get these insights, which I am assuming you all do. If you don't, you should go home and just change yourself to a business profile. It's free to do, but it gives you insights and tips like this. So you can see here over the past month, well, let me go back a little bit. The end of last year, Jamie and I got tired and we were not posting on social media. We're human, we were bad at it. So when you see all of our information is going up, it's because we came back in January, refreshed, and started posting again. Who knows what that would be like if we had actually posted all of last year. So we have a lot of views over the past month, we have a lot of interactions, and we have a lot of new followers, which you could say is really a good reason why you should continue posting on social media and not take 2 months off like we did. So, so if you go to Instagram Insights Views, again, this is our data from, I pulled this last night. We have 7,573 views. About 75% of them are from followers, which is great, that's what you want to see, but what I like here is that about 25% of those views, or just over, are from non-followers. Why is that good? Because hopefully non-followers you can convert into followers. You want them to like your content. We reached 1,675 accounts over the past month, which again, is more, that's more people than we have followers. So that's a good number. I do want to say there's really no bad numbers in analytics. They can be overwhelming. I don't think they're particularly fun to look at, but all it is a benchmark. They shouldn't be there to make you feel bad. And to be completely honest with you, I don't check them all the time. So when Jamie asked who's checking unfollowers on email newsletters, I saw a few of you raise your hands. And the number one thing I tell everybody, don't do that. Who cares if they don't follow you? Who cares if someone subscribed and unsubscribed? That just means they're not your client. Move on. And it can be hard to take that. I've been doing this a long time, so I don't care if you follow me or not. When you're newer and you see those unfollows and you're tracking them, it can hurt. But it doesn't matter. And here's another good way to look at it. Most of you, if you have an email platform like MailChimp, Constant Contact, whatever you're using, there's a good chance you're paying for it. Everyone that unsubscribes is someone you're not going to pay for, right? You don't want to pay for people to follow you. You're going to get to a point where you have enough traffic that you will pay if you're not paying. So people unsubscribing, great. You don't want to pay for them to follow you and not be interested in your content, or even worse, mark you as spam. So don't look at those numbers. And I say this, I know this is an analytics conversation. It's not the end all be all. It's just giving you information. It's not there to make you feel bad. So anyhow, Instagram here, most of the things we posted were regular posts. Like I just told you, we realized that Reels aren't where it's at for us. So we're doing more static posts, and they're doing well. You can see the purple line there under posts shows that quite a few non-followers are seeing those static posts. Great, that's who we want. We hopefully want to draw people in. So that's okay. Stories, I'm terrible about stories. Jamie posts more stories than I do, and they bring people in. I should be better about it, right? Little snapshots of your day, because those count as views, and those people can convert to followers. When they convert to followers, they could become customers or clients later down the road. Like we talked about for Facebook, we can see our cities here. Again, Batavia wins for us, followed by Geneva, Aurora coming in third, and then St. Charles. So this was fun because I don't look at analytics a ton. Last night I saw that after, in the middle of last year, they added a monthly recap in Instagram. Have you guys seen this? It is like if you have Spotify and they do Spotify Rewind at the end of the year, the monthly recap is like Spotify Rewind for Instagram. It's just there to hype you up and show you all the awesome things you did over the last month. And if you go in, you can see the second slide there. They have one for the week before, and then they break it down for each month. So you can see each month, they'll tell you all the things you did well. So again, analytics can be kind of depressing if you take it that way, but the monthly recap in Instagram is just there, hey, whatever you did, you're crushing it. Look how awesome you did. They're not going to tell you you sucked. So I recommend taking a look at that. It was really cool to go through that and find that. And then it also specifically tells you when your followers are the most active for the past month, or if you're using the past week one over the past week. Now, again, that's key information because when your followers are the most active is ideally when you should want to post. So last year when I did this presentation, our followers were the most active at 6 p.m. And we decided, okay, that's because most of our followers are small business owners. Maybe they're looking at Instagram when they're at work or just when they get off of work, who knows. Now I can see here our followers are mostly night owls again, right? So it changes, which is another reason you want to look at those analytics. It's not key. We don't need to start posting every Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. But if you're thinking about posting and you're thinking about scheduling a post, why not see when your followers are most active and schedule something to go live at that time? And then the other cool thing is you can see when your followers are most active. So that is in the recap I just showed you. But in Instagram Insights New Followers, you can also see this information for when people are most active. So I didn't update this, so this is last year's. And again, you can see that 6 p.m. hour gets a little bump for us. So using social media analytics to improve engagement, post more of what works. Repost what's already worked. Put a break in there, but you know, if you're scrolling Facebook, I don't know, it's kind of mindless at this point. Posts have a 10-minute lifespan, right? I'm not saying post the same thing every single day, but you don't need to rework the wheel every day either. Post what works for you. If your analytics show it's a single photo, like it's a single photo of Levon, everyone wants to see that, that gets all the likes and comments, post more photos. If you are posting reviews, and those are getting all of the likes and comments and follows, post more reviews. Just try out new content and reuse it, repurpose it. Canva's great for that because you can save everything in there now. Last night when I was doing this, I found actually what I ended up posting last night about our one-on-one Canvas sessions. I posted that because I'd reposted it. I posted it a year ago. And I was like, oh, this still works, so I reposted that. And then engage. If people are taking the time to leave comments for you, respond to them. We're not talking about Google Business here, but I will say one of the most important things on your Google Business profiles, which I assume you all have too, even though we're not talking about that, is if people leave you reviews, good or bad, respond to them. Google will see that and say, oh, this is a really engaged business. That's awesome. They reward you for responding. Even when it's a bad review, people get them. It's not the end of the world. It's how you respond to it that is important. And again, using social media analytics, you can track growth trends. You can see what works for you. So like I said, Reels aren't our hotspot. Static photos are. You may find that 90% of your followers love your Reels. If that's the case, Reel all day. But your analytics are going to tell you what works for your business. Final takeaways, analytics turn guesses into informed decisions. We all like to guess, where does our traffic come from, who's our customer, things like that. Analytics will actually give us that information, which will help you tailor your message. Obviously, knowing your client is a good thing too. Like I said, our clients are women. Most of our posts are pink. We know who we're talking to. But analytics will help you tailor that message, help you see what's important to people right now on your website. So, for instance, we've got the SEO webinar, which I'll talk about in a second, that's coming up. It's coming up in traffic now, search traffic to our website. I should be posting about that on social media. People are looking for that information. Have I done that yet? Nope, absolutely not, but the information is there telling me I need to do that more. People want that information. I do say track progress monthly. I don't think you need to track progress monthly. Unless you are doing reports, if you work for a nonprofit, if they're looking for that information. I would say track progress regularly. See the trends, adjust to the trends, help it guide your content. Don't spend a ton of time getting worked up over it, being depressed over it. It's just giving you information that you can use to better your business. All right, anyone have any questions? Yeah, LaFawn.
How much does Google Analytics cost?
It's free.
It's free. Thank you.
Google Analytics and Google Search Console are both free. Yeah.
Do you find now in the searches that the AI is taking over the way they do the trafficking, and that's going to become the alpha? Because my results come back differently now than they did 5 months ago, massively.
Yeah.
So they've taken AI, put it above sponsored, put it above the math, and organic is somewhere in the basement.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And AI is terrible.
It is, yeah.
Oh, well.
No, it is terrible, and it's especially terrible for websites. I don't know how often you guys just search for random questions. Like yesterday, I searched for just a regular Google search. What kind of dog was that ran across the line at the Olympics?
Yes, right? A wolf, right? Like, geez.
It looked like a wolf, but I think it was a domestic dog, right? And instead of, I don't know, websites from people who had probably written content about that, you get the Google AI. And if you're on your phone, the AI closes out everything else, so all you can see is the AI response, and it's a huge pain. My personal thought is AI's, I think we're at the apex somewhat. I think I'd like to see more lawsuits from people who aren't getting traffic or aren't getting business, and AI's taking over. But for right now, I would say all you can do is still work on the content you can for Google, because Google's still the main search engine. You can put more of your content on social media so people go direct to you. And one of the biggest things you can do is have a mailing list, right? So that you can send your message, your content out directly to your followers, so that even as web search traffic is going down for now, you can still get your message to followers, new followers in other ways. Yeah.
So kind of piggybacking on the whole AI question, what I've noticed for us is that AI is wrong and is telling people from New York to contact us. I can't tell you how many people are signing up for volunteer snow shoveling that live in New York, for example. And this is in the AI summary that we serve Batavia, New York. Is there a way to fix that? I mean, it's on our website, and I keep adding new things on our website saying, Illinois. It's not helping.
Unfortunately, I don't think there is. AI is just bad. It's wrong. It hallucinates a lot. And that's not changing at the moment, other than, I mean, there are reports that ChatGPT is about to go bankrupt. So we'll see how things like that go. Because how are they making money at this point? But we'll see. It's constantly changing, but for that, you can't really tell the AI what to do, or that they're wrong. Sorry.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Is there does Google Console or Analytics, does that include like the Google Maps? I get a lot of like direct from Google Maps.
Oh, that's awesome. People finding you through maps.
Yeah.
It should. In Google Analytics, you can add that to see it as a source. It's not for us, so I have not added that, but yes. You just may need to add that to your reports. The reports are customizable. Anyone else? Yeah.
Do hashtags help on social media with trying to get new users?
Great question. Hashtags, no on Facebook, no on Threads, no on Twitter X, Instagram. The head of Instagram just posted they don't hurt, they don't necessarily help.
Do you know why that they switched it to 5 hashtags? Because I've noticed when I've tried to put more hashtags that I'm limited to 5 now.
Yeah, they did that earlier this year. I think my best guess is it's the push to eliminate them altogether at some point. So we still put 5 in our posts, usually local hashtags, but they definitely don't do what they used to. And I can also add his little thing where he gave a speech. If you follow him, his name is Adam Mosseri, Mosseri. He's on Instagram and Threads. He shares a lot of information about what's going on behind the scenes, what works, what doesn't work. And he's the one who just came out and said, yeah, they don't hurt, but they don't help. Which is not helpful really at all, other than I wouldn't spend a lot of time researching them anymore, because who knows?
Thanks. Can you spell his last name again?
Mosseri. Adam.
Thank you.
And I think his Instagram handle is just Mosseri, his last name. Anyone else? All right. So I did want to tell you that next Monday at 9 a.m. I am hosting a free webinar on SEO. Totally free, online, because it's a webinar, where we won't really cover anything we talked about today. It's open to the public, so if you'd like to join us for that, please do. And then to view this presentation, here is the URL. I also put some worksheets on there that you can download to track your analytics if you're really gung-ho about it. All right.
Awesome.
Thank
you. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. You guys all have the flyer. Ladies in the back, I'll bring you the flyer that has the SEO webinar and everything on it if you want to do that. Just really quick, since this is a chamber event, Margaret's not here, I figured I would mention a few things before we wrap up. So don't forget that the chamber has the Pot of Gold cash raffle. That is the wonderful brainchild of Patty, and it is exciting. It's running through the end of March, so you can win cash. Just go to the chamber website and find that. You can purchase your tickets. Since Garage 31 is in here, you can go to your Facebook page to get the direct link to. It's a little bit of a competition between Garage 31 and Red Hive.
Yeah.
Is that right? So Bridget didn't show up today. She was signed up, so go to Garage 31. Sorry, Bridget. She's gonna kill me later. What is that? When is that? February 2nd. Nope, I'm lying. What's the goat? What day is that?
Tomorrow. Lunch, tomorrow.
Why does it say February 2nd through February 28th?
Oh,
Your calendar's wacky.
Oh, that's the whole month of cheaper.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow,
Yeah.
at noon,
Yeah.
you should go to the goat and eat with the chamber ladies, right? So that's a monthly thing. So for the whole month, each month there's a different restaurant that they select that's a chamber member to just focus some extra support on. So who is in March, lady? Yes, March.
Windmill Grove.
Windmill Grove. They have the best salads in town. They're loaded with lots of stuff. But tomorrow you can go and dine with multiple people within the chamber. It's a great free networking. You have to pay for your own lunch, but free. Show up, eat, and mingle with a bunch of people. It's very casual. It's very fun. There's always anywhere from 10 to 30 people that show up to eat. So that's at the Goat tomorrow. If you haven't eaten at the Goat lately, it is delicious. Those are just the two upcoming, ladies. Anything else that we need to share?
March, your next session.
The next session, yep, that is March 5th. So yes, look for all the chamber promotions on that. And just thank you guys all for coming out this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.